I hope you're having a wonderful day. My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins, and welcome to our first episode of Life's a Pitch. Life's a Pitch. It probably sounds funny because I got stuff in my mouth because I'm still working on my dental stuff. So I hope you can bear with me and don't make too much fun of me. But Life's a Pitch was something that we put together to introduce Black businesses to the community. Black businesses that can use our support, but also Black businesses that can show you and teach you how to pitch a business. The pitch is really important, and we're here to help you get better at that so that you can get customers and succeed as a Black business owner and also support Black-owned businesses that are out there. So my co-host, my awesome co-host that I just love to death is Miss Lene Javette. Lene is the CEO of Upscale Noir. And first I'm going to ask Lene, how you doing today?
I am doing amazing. Thank you so much for having me. And I'm super excited for this.
Yeah, this is going to be really fun. This is something that we just kind of, we're just talking in our staff meeting, and we said, why not do something that's awesome in terms of being a space where Black businesses can showcase themselves on the platform, and also where business owners can kind of figure out, like, okay, how do I pitch my business? How do I learn from what other businesses are doing? But also, most importantly, those who want to support Black-owned businesses can go to the businesses and support them, learn more about them, things like that. And so what we're going to do today, guys, and I'm going to let Lene talk in a second, is we're going to basically show you pitches, 90-second pitches for 3 Black-owned businesses. We had a lot of submissions that were sent over. We sent out an email for those who wanted to be a part of the Life's a Pitch show, and we saw some great businesses. So we're going to play these pitches. Lene and I are going to talk about the pitches, and then we're going to ask you to make comments in the chat about these companies, about their businesses, what you think, give them some feedback. But then also, more importantly, we're going to also give you opportunities to do what we call a wealth mob on the business. The wealth mob is where you either go to the business's website and you either buy something from them, or you give them some feedback, give them some advice on how they can make the business better, or maybe you just share the link, which gives them distribution for their idea. People can know what they're up to. So Lene, when you think about what we're trying to do here with Life's a Pitch, what are your thoughts in terms of what you're hoping people will get out of this segment, this show, whatever we want to call this?
Well, definitely we're hoping that people can communicate who they are and what they do effectively and clearly, because sometimes you only have a split second to tell somebody about your business. And especially if somebody can't be in front of you or on your website, like, you need to be able to clearly articulate that. And so I'm super excited to see what people are going to be presenting, but also what businesses we're going to be able to help and what business we're going to be able to share, so that we can do that wealth mob that you're talking about to push business towards some of our Black-owned businesses that need the assisting.
Sorry, I muted myself. So what I'm doing right now is I'm letting everybody know that we're live right now, so they can join us on the Life's a Pitch show. Also, while you're in the chat, go ahead and pitch your business. If you have a Black-owned business, or if you want to just represent a Black-owned business, we got to support Black-owned business. Black-owned business is the lifeblood of our community. Type in the name of your favorite Black-owned business. Type in the name of your Black-owned business. Put in your URL. Pitch yourself. Let people know that you exist. This is the platform for Black-owned business. We're going to expose Black-owned businesses to millions of people so that these businesses can succeed. And also, we're going to keep it 100% positive. We're not here to dog anybody. We're not here to be mean to anybody. You're going to see some pitches that are going to be extraordinary, and you're going to see some pitches that need a little bit of work. Some of the pitches might even need a little bit of Jesus. But at the end of the day, we are here to elevate and celebrate. We are not here to denigrate and destroy and to be nasty toward each other. And I feel like that positive part is really important when it comes to developing Black-owned businesses, because a lot of us are first-generation entrepreneurs. What are your thoughts about that, Lene?
I think you hit the nail on the head. If anybody who knows me or who follows me, you know that I say this all the time. A lot of times when you think about the stereotypes that we have with Black-owned businesses, you're not considering the fact that this is a first-generation Black-owned business. They may not have friends that are entrepreneurs. They may not have the funds to invest in education, but they should go to Black Business School. But there are just things that happen that don't allow us to fundamentally set our businesses up the way that other communities do. And so having an opportunity to get that feedback in an environment like this positively from people who want to see them be successful is super good. But also as consumers, it's really important to be thinking about the fact that this is a first-time business owner. They may not have all of their ducks in a row. And so let's help them to do that so that we can, go up against these stereotypes, and more importantly, have productive and successful Black-owned businesses, because we're resilient. We have really dope businesses. I really believe that we can economically empower ourselves and reach this next level through our businesses. We just got to get them strong enough.
Yes, absolutely. That is 100% true. And I'm super excited about this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to send a text message out to the tribe to let them know about what we're doing and that we're live right now. And if you want to get a text notification from us, just text the word voice to 31996. Text the word voice to 31996. And so here we go. So let me just say this. In terms of the pitch, the elevator pitch, how many of you in the chat say something in the chat if you understand what an elevator pitch even is? Let us know in the chat if you even understand what an elevator pitch is, why an elevator pitch is important, why it's important to pitch your business in a certain way. Say something in the chat. Let me know how many of you are kind of schooled on this. And I'm going to kind of, just give the quick Cliff Notes version of why that's important. Basically, the elevator pitch really matters because I know that when I go places, I'm always getting pitched businesses, and people are always telling me about what they're working on. And some of the ideas are absolutely brilliant. Some of the ideas are very ambitious, and I just respect that tremendously. But, Lene, one of the things I've run into, though, is that, sometimes it takes too long for people to get to the point. Sometimes they'll talk for a while and talk in circles. I don't know what their business is about, what they do, how to support them, what they need. And I found that, bad communication in that first, 2 minutes can kill, a lot of really great opportunities. What have you kind of seen in terms of why it's very important for people to really learn how to pitch and just some of the shortcomings and pitfalls you've seen over time?
You actually made a great point. You said in that first 2 minutes, and in reality, a lot of times people don't even get 2 minutes. Or that's all you get. So you need to be able to spew out what you do within 30 to 60 seconds. That person needs to get it and understand it. And it's not that you're trying to sell them. You're just trying to get their ears to pop up and be like, oh, that's interesting. Tell me more. But if you can't get that interest in that first 30 to 60, 90 seconds, you're going to lose the person. They're going to walk away. So that's really what your pitch is. It's just getting somebody to have an interest in your service, in your product, and what you offer, so that they start asking you more questions. Well, how do I find it? Well, what does it do? Look, is it for me? Can my mom use it? Like, you just want to get that conversation started so that interest is there. Because if not, they walk away, you lose them. And you really could have had something really good for them that they really needed, but you didn't hit on you didn't hit on or use the words that they needed to hear, which is why target marketing is super important. Because when you know who your target market is, you know what language they use. And so when you create your pitch, you want to put the language in your pitch that your target market is looking for. So that's why having your pitch is super important. Rehearsing it, massaging it, getting it right. You don't have to have it right the first time, but you just want to keep practicing it and learning it so you can, recite it at the drop of a dime.
Yes, absolutely. So if you want to know more about this show and what we put together, first of all, if you're watching online anywhere, take 1 second, please, and please hit the thumbs up button. Hitting the thumbs up button helps us to promote the Black-owned businesses. It pushes the video out into the algorithm. It really helps the show to grow. We want to make this into a show. We want to make this into a great competition, but we also want to make it fun and beneficial. We want everybody who's involved to benefit. So that means if you're a Black business owner, you can benefit by watching the good and bad pitches and hearing some of our tips. The Black Business School students in the Black Business School, you guys are the first ones that we invite to actually come on to pitch. So if you go and join the Black Business School, join our entrepreneurship program, you can kind of get to the front of the line of people that can pitch. We have a long backlog of people that want to be on the show. So let's just get it cracking. Let me go ahead and pull out the first picture. Now, remember, once you see the pitch, again, we're all positive here, nothing negative. But also, once you see the pitch, we'd like for you to leave comments in the chat so that those who who have taken the time to get out here in front of everybody can walk away saying, you know what, people gave me feedback. but I benefited from this, right? So this is 100% positive all the time in terms of how we respond to the business. Second of all, we'd like for you to do a wealth mob on the business. A wealth mob means when you hear the URL, and it's up to the pitcher to be real clear about how people can support their business and things like that. Once you hear the URL, you should go to their website and give them buy a product, or give them some feedback, or give them something positive, maybe share their link, do something positive for the business. Give me a yes or no in the chat if you get what I'm saying. If those instructions make sense to you, give me a confirmation of a yes in the chat that you understand what it means to do a wealth mob, not a cash mob. This is a wealth mob. Wealth mobs can be cash, but they can also be love. They can be support. They can be marketing. They can be advice. All kinds of stuff. Okay, so even a bad business can participate in wealth mobs. So let's make our people wealthy by supporting them through the community, through the crowd. All right, so let's go to our first pitch. Let's see. I'm not even going to say the person's name. I'm going to leave it up to the pitcher to tell us everything that we need to know about their business. So when you pitch, it's up to you to tell us who you are, what you do, how people can find you. If they can't find you, then that's going to be on you. All right, so here we go. Let me go ahead and share my screen right now. And here is our first pitcher. So let me turn this up. So I hope y'all get to pitching. All right, so here we go.
Hi, my name is Jordan Rice, and I'm 17 years old.
And I'm Amber Robinson, and I'm 18 years old.
And we are the creators of Get Into It podcast.
In our one-of-a-kind podcast, we discuss the trials and tribulations of growing up Black in a predominantly white area.
We share our personal horror stories, give advice, and have a good laugh while doing it.
Our podcast is all about exploring our lives and our opinions as young Black women and inviting our audience to do the same.
To join the conversation, you can listen to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Anchor, or wherever you get your podcasts.
To further your support, you can buy our merch that includes our Get Into It logo and our Racism Gives You Wrinkles line.
Or you can simply make a monthly donation of 99 cents or higher to help sustain future episodes.
All of our links can be found in our Instagram bio at getintoit_podcast or our website, www.getintoitpod.com.
We can't wait for you to listen to our podcast, Get Into It, where we do just that.
Ladies! Sorry, let me pause that. So we don't want to go to the next one. All right, so we saw, first of all, give a digital round of applause for the young ladies that did our first pitch ever on the show. In case you didn't notice, they are 17 years old. And, I'll tell you, Lene, I love it when the babies get out there and start businesses. I believe every Black child should have a business by the age of 12. What are your thoughts, Lene, in terms of what you just saw on screen just now?
I'm super excited to see the young Black generation, next generation coming through with businesses. I thought their pitch was great. They articulated who they are, what they do, who they do it for. They told you where to find them. They told you the different podcasting platforms you can find them on. They told you how you can support them, 99 cents or more per episode. Like, they hit everything. Like, I thought they did a great job. They went back and forth between each other. So you got an opportunity to get each of their characteristics and kind of a feel for each one of them. I thought they did a good job. I was really happy with their pitch.
Yeah, I liked it too. I thought, I was really excited when I saw that they were so young. I don't think kids understand just how significant that is, that you're exposed to entrepreneurship as a kid. I wish I'd been exposed to this when I was a kid. So, usually when a kid does something like that at an early age, there are some adults behind that person encouraging them, right? And so I think parents that are watching that are really proud of these youth should understand that great Black children, they're made by us. They're made by great Black adults. And then the ratchet kids are made by by something else, right? So I thought it was great. The URL, Get Into It podcast or getintoitpod.com. I think that's okay. I think that's something that people can remember. I think with a URL, it should be something that people can hear and not misspell if you say it on the radio or something like that. I think maybe enunciating a little clearer might have helped. They're maybe elevating their voices a little bit might have made a difference, because you have to stick in the brain of the person listening. And beyond that, I also like the call to action. I like the fact that they said, look, this is how you can support us. This is what we'd like for you to do. If you don't tell people what to do, they're not going to do it. What do you think?
Yeah, I thought that, so one of the points that you made, which is really good, and since we're with regards to how we're broadcasting this, it's super important when you either pick a business name or a podcast name or a product name that you use it multiple times so that the search engine optimization will pick up on it, so that whenever somebody goes and looks up Get Into It, whether they're looking for a podcast or whatever, they will pop up. They had the Get Into It URL, the podcast, and I believe merch. So from an SEO perspective, they did a really good job of making sure that their brand is being recognized and picked up through SEO. They are young. Like you said, the call to action was super great. And this is the other thing I was going to say. We were just talking about, as parents, thinking about what you put into your children. The Black space for podcasting is so wide open. Most business owners, if you can figure out how to have a podcast that ties to your business, you should, because that space is so wide open, especially the young space. So as parents, if you have a child and there's something that they can speak about on a regular basis, articulately with some character and be funny, this is a great space to get into. And early on, like they're doing at 17, 18, 19, like just phenomenal.
Yeah, I really loved it. And what I should do, I think we should, maybe since the pitches are short, maybe we can do an encore. And just so you guys know, we just started this platform, so we're open to suggestions on ways we can make it a better show. So let me go ahead and play them one more time. So in case you were looking to learn about their business and support them. So and I just thought it was great. They're just so adorable. All right, so here we go. Let's back it up.
Hi, my name is Jordan Rice, and I'm 17 years old.
And I'm Amber Robinson, and I'm 18 years old.
We are the creators of Get Into It podcast.
In our one-of-a-kind podcast, we discuss the trials and tribulations of growing up Black in a predominantly white area.
We share our personal horror stories, give advice, and have a good laugh while doing it.
Our podcast is all about exploring our lives and our opinions as young Black women and inviting our audience to do the same.
To join the conversation, you can listen to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Anchor, or wherever you get your podcasts.
To further your support, you can buy our merch that includes our Get Into It logo and our Racism Gives You Wrinkles line.
Or you can simply make a monthly donation of 99 cents or higher to help sustain future episodes.
All of our links can be found in our Instagram bio at getintoit_podcast or our website, www.getintoitpod.com.
We can't wait for you to listen to our podcast, Get Into It, where we do just that.
All right.
Ladies.
Uh-oh. Sorry. It keeps going to the next video. But one last thing I'll throw in about these wonderful young ladies who did this great presentation is I saw one of them when she was doing her pitch, she had that door behind her head. And I think that if you're doing something on video, you want to think about what's behind you. I just noticed just from doing my show every day, people pay attention to what's all around you. Like people, when they're listening to your words, like they'll be looking at Lene's screen, they'll notice her cross and her picture in the back and the flowers and what is that little white thing, right? Like people will do that. And so I think it's important to know in a pitch also, be mindful of every single thing in terms of what you're communicating. And so, for example, the fact that picture that you have behind your head is, I think that's a picture of a Black woman.
Oh yeah, my queen up there. I want to check her out. Bam.
Right. It's not a picture of Abraham Lincoln or Mao Zedong or something. It's a picture of a Black woman, which I think is on brand. It's connected to brand. I think kind of understanding that is really important, because one thing I've noticed about brand building is that people don't pay attention to so much about what you think you are. They decide what they think you are based on what you present to them. Right? Any thoughts on that?
No, I think you actually hit the nail on the head. Background is super important. And to your point, either make sure it's really nice or make sure it's nothing. So between the two of them, the one girl, she had the solid background. She just kind of did it on her wall. She was the focus, and that was fine. The other young lady, she did a good job, and she could have did hers on the wall too. So you just want to make sure that either they're focusing on you or you have something really good in the background. But yeah, I concur. I agree with you.
All right. We concur. Okay, everybody, if you just came in, you're watching the first episode of Life's a Pitch. And this is a pitch competition for Black-owned businesses. Black-owned businesses send us pitch videos that are 90 seconds or less. And we put them up here and we critique them. And we critique them in a positive way. constructive criticism only. And we're asking you, when you see these Black-owned businesses, support them, even if they're bad. And what does that mean? That means you do a wealth mob. A wealth mob means I'm either going to make you wealthy with financial support, or I'm going to help make you wealthy with critique, advice, and information that's going to help you get better, right? Knowledge is more valuable than money in many cases. So when you hear the businesses and you hear the URLs, write them down, type them in the chat. Support them so they can get better. So even when you see pitches that are not good, don't dog them out. We ain't here to be negative. We're here to make Black businesses better. Do us a favor real quick. Please hit the thumbs up button, share and subscribe button, hit the thumbs up, share and subscribe button. And if you'd like to be on the show and pitch your business, get on our email list. You can get on our email list at allblackeconomics.com. That's allblackeconomics.com. And also, Lene, how do people follow you on social media, just in case people want to follow you?
Oh, they can look up my name, Lene Javette, but my handle is I am Lene Javette. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I am Lene Javette.
All right. Okay, you guys ready for the next pitch? Give me a yes or no if you are ready for the next pitch. Remember Def Comedy Jam? Yeah, remember Def Comedy Jam said, "Are y'all ready for the next comedian? Is he funny?" Remember that? All right. So are you ready for the next pitch? If you are, say yes in the chat, and we are going to lay it out here now. So here's the next pitch. A lot more going on here, it looks like. So let's see what this sister has for us here.
Hello, my name is Cynthia McCalister. I am the owner of Quality SAP, home of the KeySpot mobile app, and we are here to share a wonderful opportunity for you, the business owner, to share your business with the community. I'd like to introduce you to the mobile app called KeySpot, which is all about connecting the community and supporting small businesses. Now, let's introduce you to the KeySpot mobile app. With KeySpot, again, it's a free mobile app providing affordable marketing for businesses and organizations all over the country. You could share your events, you could share your activities, and more with the community. In addition, it leverages GPS technology, alerts and notification. We even have in-app management and reporting. So you get it all in one place. Here is an overview of what the app looks like and how it operates. When you initially go into the app, you'll see at the top, it says free food to do, and you'll see different categories. You're able to select what category you want, or you could just click the search button. But be sure that you're selecting a radius that is within a good range. So you select one of those dots and it gives you a pop-up of the business information. Once you select that pop-up, it takes you to the overview detail screen. KeySpot, the one app you can use to connect the community. So be sure to add your business on at www.keyspotapp.com/free.
All right. So everybody in the chat, let's start off by giving Miss McCalister a digital round of applause. Clap for this Black woman for starting a Black-owned business. We're very proud of you, and I want to start the conversation there. All right, so Lene, what say you about Miss McCalister and the KeySpot app?
Let me first say this, that I commend every person who has the audacity to start a Black-owned business, right? So we start there. Great job on just putting a pitch together, the visuals, etc. Okay, I like to start there, and I like to share the website up on the screen. What I would have done differently. So I have two pieces to this pitch, right? The first piece is, if I were to close my eyes and I was just to listen to her pitch, she hit on all of the right things. She talked about the app, what it does, who it's for, how you use it. So all of those things were right. Closing my eyes, I was able to get it. It was a little bit long, so we probably could have got to the point a little bit quicker. But that's everything from the closing my eyes pitch perspective. Now, when I open my eyes and I'm actually looking at the pitch, there's a lot going on. There's the background that's happening. There's a box over here. There's the website over here. There's just a whole bunch happening in the visual pitch. However, I did like that she had the transitions. I did like that she actually showed the app, but I still thought it was a little bit long. But overall, good pitch. But there were just some places where, it could have been shorter. It could have been more concise. We could have got rid of the distractions in the background, and I think that's it. Everything else I was pretty cool with.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I give her an A for professionalism in the sense that I could tell she's very prepared. She was very professional, very clear about her business, her vision. You could tell she'd worked on her business. Show me that you've worked on your business is a part of your pitch in my mind, because you pitching something that you're gonna do or something that you just started 2 days ago. That's not real. That's like somebody who said, yeah, I just had sex. That makes me a parent just like you. Right? Like having sex does not make you a parent. Okay. Having sex means you had sex. There's a whole lot more work to be done for you to really be a parent. And so coming up with an idea or saying I'm about to do something, that's very different from saying I've been working on this business day in, day out, and I put 10,000 hours of work into this thing over the last 3 years. Right? Whole different level. So when I saw her business, I said, okay, this is real. Like she's really into this. She's invested time in this. That pitch did not. It's not something she just, pulled out her camera and said, hey, let me tell you what I'm thinking about doing. She's worked on this. That's great. Her business is real. What I did feel though, when I watched the pitch was I felt like it wasn't so much a pitch as it was like a showcase, a presentation. It had a lot of extra props and bells and whistles and music. And, the music kind of distracted me a little bit. All the visuals, there were probably too many visuals to the point where it's hard to walk away with almost anything, and a lot of times people aren't going to remember everything you put on the screen. They're going to remember a couple of things. And I felt like that was a little bit much. So in a way, it's almost like the word busy comes to mind. Like it was a little too busy. What do you think? I mean, are you kind of in the same space on that?
We are. Again, when I close my eyes and I just listen to it, I get it. Like, okay, boom. If you were on an elevator pitch and you didn't have your presentation and you didn't have all your screens and you were just talking to me with nothing else, great job. Again, make it shorter, get straight to the point. But because this is a visual presentation, this is a visual pitch, not a presentation. It was a lot going on. Like stick to the facts, hit us where we need to know. The other thing is specifically when you think about when you do a pitch and you're pitching an idea or a concept that is out there or multiple people have done or tried, specifically, I'm going to stick with what we're talking about, which is like a Black-owned business directory or a directory to find businesses. You might want to also say what makes yours different, because every other week we're seeing somebody else is coming out with a Black-owned business directory, and I see them. I'm sure you see them too, because you get pitched for them. Every other month, somebody's putting one out there, and then like 6 months, we don't hear about it. So what makes yours different? What makes this app different from the other 3,500 apps that have come out? That's just my personal opinion. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's a great point. I'm gonna have to tell the truth and say, as much as I love the pitch, I'm not sure exactly what the app does. I'm not real clear if it's for me. Maybe it's because of my ADHD or something. I don't know. But I don't really feel like, okay, I know for sure, like I can make a clear decision if I should be involved, either as a, potential partner, as an investor, as a customer, a client. What exactly? I mean, it looks nice, but, I think that clarity in terms of what you do, who you do it for, how you do it, I think that's really important. And I think also picking maybe 2 or 3 things that you want people to walk away with, whether it's your name, your URL, or whatever. I think you got to nail that down and repeat that. Right.
But however, to end on a positive note, which all of it is positive, I really like how she kept her URL on the screen the whole time. Like she had her brand, she had her URL. She did a great job of branding. I love branding. She did a great job as far as branding goes and making sure, like, even if you don't remember her specifically, you'll be like, I've seen that logo somewhere. Or because she kept her URL on there through the whole pitch, you can write it down. You have enough. You didn't have to listen to her say it because she had it on there. So I love when people make me not have to work hard to go and support your business.
Yes. What did you guys think? Maybe on a scale of 1 to 10, what score did you give her pitch? Put that in the chat. Also, make sure you hit the thumbs up button if you haven't done it yet. And hitting the thumbs up button will help us in the algorithm to really push this out there. We're trying to support Black-owned businesses. This show, in case you just came in, It's called Life's a Pitch. And on this show, what we're going to do is we're going to feature Black-owned businesses. People send in 90-second pitches, 90 seconds or less, and we play the pitch, we critique the pitch, and we also help you get rich. So you're going to make a pitch, and we want you to get rich. And the way we want to help you get rich is through the mob. We're going to do a wealth mob. I'm going to ask everybody watching who loves Black business. If you love Black-owned business, put a yes in the chat. Type hashtag Black-owned business in the chat. If you love Black-owned business, then go to the website of a couple of these businesses, hopefully all of them, and do a wealth mob. That means either buy something from them, or you can share the link to support them in that way so your friends will know about the business, or you can just give them feedback. Give them feedback in the chat, give them feedback on their website, because we want to make these businesses better. And we'll show you at the end of the show how you can be a contestant if that's something that you'd like to do. All right, so Lene, let's go to the third pitch. You ready for the third pitch?
If you're ready out there, say yeah.
All right. Everybody who wants to see the next pitch, say yes in the chat. Say yes in the chat if you want to see the next Black business owner, the next future Black millionaire, the next Black millionaire of tomorrow. Because we have the Black Millionaires of Tomorrow program in the Black Business School, but they're not all children. Some of our future Black millionaires are adults also. So let me just go ahead and throw this brother on the screen so we can get started. And here is the next pitch. Let's get ready. Let's hear the brother out. Let's hear what he has to say. Here we go.
Michael Watkins. I'm the Executive Director of the National Skilled Trade Network, NSTN. The National Skilled Trade Network is a National Center for Construction, Education, and Research, NCCER accredited training sponsor. NCCER was developed with the support of more than 125 construction CEOs, various associations, and academic leaders who, since 1996, have revolutionized training in the construction industry. This program has become a curriculum in more than 70 craft areas and has standardized training and credential programs for the industry. The NSTN was founded with the belief that the program will help improve the community. NSTN has worked to prepare young inner-city individuals for high-paying careers in the construction and trade industry by means of national credential training. So if you're interested in a career, not just a job, visit our website, www.nstnetwork.org, or you can give us a call, 614-419-1410. Thank you.
All right. Okay, so Lene, what say you?
So let me say that I think the ideology, the concept of the business is dope. I think it's super fresh to be out here teaching, training the youth in jobs that are high paying. I think that is amazing, and it should be commended, and we need one in every state. Like, I think that the business itself is phenomenal and very much needed. I say that to say this. The presentation of the business could have been a little bit better, right? Because the business is so dope, like, where's the energy? I need you to be excited about your business. I get excited when you're excited. When people talk to me, they usually say, I don't even know what you're talking about, but your level of excitement makes me want to buy something from you. I can appreciate that. Thank you kindly. I want that same level of excitement from somebody else. You have a dope business. Your concept is amazing. Be happy about it when you pitch it to me so that I can be happy about it. That's number one. Number two, and this one is taken with a grain of salt because we're watching the pitch. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times when somebody's pitching someone, it's face to face. So this is one of those grain of salt types of feedback, which is the background. Again, there's a lot going on with the background, but more importantly, you're reading your pitch. I can see that you're reading your pitch. If I was standing in front of this gentleman, he probably wouldn't be reading it. He would probably be talking directly to me, in which case that's why I said this is kind of like a grain of salt pitch. But as business owners, we should put some type of visual component or video of who we are and what we do on our website. So if this were real and he was leaving this on his website to talk about his business, to tell somebody, I would say, don't read it, learn your pitch so that you can speak it really easily. You want it to be conversational. You don't want it to feel like you're selling somebody or reading somebody your pitch. It should roll off of your tongue. I'm Lene Javette. I'm a business strategist. I help entrepreneurs and small business. You know what I mean? It should just boom, 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 boom. You shouldn't have to think about it. So character, energy, background, reading. I did like that he dropped his website as well as his phone number. So he made it easy for you to be able to communicate and contact him and do business with him. Mm-hmm. That was it. That's everything I got.
Yeah. Well, let me jump in and say that, you know what I felt like when I was listening to the brother speak. I felt like, and I say the brother because I don't remember his name, which right there said something about the pitch. Maybe it's because I don't remember names, but that clearly wasn't the thing that he wanted me to remember the most. I think picking what you want people to remember about you is really important. So you might have to repeat that. But what I got from him is that he really knows what he's doing. I picked up that he's in this. He reminds me of a lot of friends I have who maybe go into engineering. And one of the biggest challenges a lot of engineers have is that they're so committed to making sure that their product works that they're not always, sometimes they forget to make sure their product sells, right? That was what Steve Jobs, kind of did. When he started Apple, he would go work with these engineers that were brilliant and had amazing ideas, but didn't know how to sell them. So he would go and sell them. He'd make it nice and pretty and explain it, in layman's terms, and everybody loved that. But the engineer couldn't do it. And so sometimes we have to know what our strengths are, right? Maybe you need someone else to be the spokesperson of the brilliant product you put together. So I felt like I saw quality. I saw a guy that really seems committed to what he's doing. But I didn't see something that made me say, oh man, I really have to go sign up for this. I'd have to really, really be into it because I can see the value in knowing the construction industry, right? So you're offering a valuable service, but I think it could have been sold a little bit better. I think that the way the camera was presented with his face kind of on the screen, almost like he's in like swimming or something. And he was kind of, excuse me. And he was kind of like this. I think you got to think about that. And so also you got to think about what you look like, right? So maybe instead of reading the pitch and stuff like that, maybe you practice the pitch several times and then you watch the video to see what you look like when you're talking to other people about it. And I think that if he'd done that a little bit more, he might have seen some of the things that we see, right? But I would support the company because I think he knows what he's doing. What do you think?
I wholeheartedly agree. The construction industry, there's a lot of things that are going to go away. Construction is not one of them. Building buildings, laying, creating streets, those are things that will not go away. And when you think about a lot of the jobs and, a lot of the manual labor that is out there that needs training, I live in Phoenix, Arizona, and they are building like crazy. The housing market is going crazy. We're building buildings like crazy. People need work. These jobs are out there. So to actually have somebody that comes to our community and says, hey, let me teach you, show you how to do this so that you can put food on the table and grow in this industry. I think that's amazing. Like it just, I need you to be excited about what you do too. Mm-hmm. That's it.
Yeah, absolutely. So everybody who just tuned in, sorry, I keep choking here. You are watching Life's a Pitch. This is a new show that Lene Javette and I put together to introduce Black-owned businesses to the community. And the goal of the show is to allow these businesses to pitch for 90 seconds to the community so you guys can give them feedback. We're asking everybody that sees the businesses they like to do a wealth mob. A wealth mob means you go to the website and you either support the business or you go there and you give them some constructive critique. You can say, look, I'm not going to give you any money because maybe you think they suck, and that's okay to think that, but you don't want to wallow in that. You want to say, well, here's some things I noticed that can make you better. Also, at the very least, you can share their link, and definitely share the link to this episode. If you guys can take this link and share it on your page, that will really help. It'll support Black-owned businesses. And if you want to be on the show, just get on our email list. If you go to allblackeconomics.com, that's allblackeconomics.com, we will send information on these Black-owned businesses out to you, and also we'll send you information on how you can compete to be on the show as well. And also the information and the links to all these Black-owned Black-owned businesses is right there in the bio of this video. So if you miss something, you can go into the bio, you can go into the description, and you can find all these businesses here. And by the way, the brother's name was Michael Watkins. And see, and so that's really bad that we have the same last name, and I still didn't remember his name. So Michael, you know, if you're watching, brother, just make sure you say that name, say your name, say your name, say your name like you're Beyonce. Okay, so make sure we do that. All right. So you guys ready for the next pitch? Give me a yes or no in the chat if you are ready to see the next business. This is the last pitch of the day. And also hit the thumbs up button if you haven't done it yet. And hashtag Black-owned business in the chat. We're here to support Black-owned business. This is the last pitch. And give me a yes or no if you're ready. All right, so it looks like everybody's ready. So let me go ahead and share my screen here. And we will bring this sister on the screen, and let's see what she's got to say here. Here we go.
Ladies, raise your hands if you want to be a bad bitch with a power pitch. Fellas, raise your hands if you want to be a bad man with a master pitching plan. Well, you come to the right place. My name is Precious Williams, and I'm the proud founder and CEO of Perfect Pitches by Precious. And I create the most killer elevator pitches, media pitches, investor pitches, speaker pitches, and interview pitches for my clients. I'm also an international professional speaker, a corporate trainer for the likes of NBC Universal, LinkedIn, Google, Microsoft. You name the company, I have either been a trainer there or a speaker there. How did I do it? Through the art of pitching. I am a 13-time national elevator pitch champion who also appeared on season 8 of Shark Tank, CNN, Wall Street Journal, Forbes magazine, and such that. Also, I am the 2-time #1 bestseller of the Bad Bitches and Power Pitches series, which was also reviewed by Forbes magazine. Yes, this black girl is making moves. I would love for you to support my company because I am a sister who has overcome all odds from homelessness, addiction, and the like to stand before you very proud to say, my mess is my message. The test I had was my testimony. I would love for you to purchase my books, Bad Bitches and Power Pitches, to check out my website, www.perfectpitchesbyprecious.com. and see why I'm considered the best in the business and why I'm the killer pitch master helping you slay all competition. Check out my website, www.perfectpitchesbyprecious.com. Thank you.
All right. Okay. So that was heavy. So say something in the chat, everybody. Nicole, I see Precious L. Williams. Is that you? Is Precious in the chat? Is that Precious in there? Yeah, I think that, Precious is here. Precious is here. So everybody say hi to Precious. I see strong speaker, strong energy. Rosalind says, wow. I'm seeing a lot of very positive comments. So Lene, thoughts?
Okay, so off the bat, I thought the pitch itself was great. High energy, which we talked about. Personality, which we talked about. She said who she is. She said where she's been. She name dropped Forbes and a couple different places where she's been. So there's that social proof. She talked about what she's done. She showed her book. Proof. Hey, look here. Boom. I'm an author. She gave out her website and she let you know that she's the best in the business. Okay. So from that perspective, everything was great. Booyaka. All right. Some things where I would have worked on from a pitch perspective is presentation, right? How you look when you get in front of the camera is people judge you on that. So you always want to have a professional appearance. There's that. So the visual piece, the background with the leaves, some of this stuff is repetitive, right? We've already talked about backgrounds, but when we see it come up again, we want to bring it up. So the background and just making sure that the background is cohesive and it's relevant and relative to what you're talking about so that people don't get distracted. It was a little bit fast, and that's saying a lot because I am a fast talker. So it was just a little bit fast. And the last thing is, I'm going to say this comment, but I want to come back to target market. I'm not a bad bitch. I'm bad. Don't get me wrong. I'm a mogul. I'm a mom. I'm a Black queen, but I don't relate to being called a bad bitch. And so for me, it was a turnoff because I was like, oh, she's not talking to me. However, because I talked about target market earlier, I understand target market. And there's a lot of women out here that call themselves a bad bitch, and they would relate to that. So if her audience relates to being called a bad bitch, then it makes sense. But that comes back to knowing who your target market is, because you might say something to somebody, or you might call somebody something, and they take offense to it, and you can lose them when really you have something that they need. Somebody really might need help with their pitching, but they might feel some kind of way being called a bad bitch. So that was the only, but the overall pitch, she hit on everything: energy, who she is, where she's been, what she's done. She gave you social proof. She showed you her book. She gave her website. She let you know she's the best in the business. So overall, good. But there were just a couple of those that I was like,
Yeah. Well, you know what? I'll say this. I admit I was taken aback, when we start the conversation with bad bitch, because I mean, it was kind of like, whoa, wait a minute. It's like getting kind of punched in the face a little bit, but sometimes a punch in the face will wake you up and it makes you stand out, right? Like, I think that one of the things she accomplished very clearly is that she stood out instantly. Like when we watched her pitch before, when we were going through which pitches we wanted, she stood out, right? We had a conversation about it, right? And here's the thing. Just like you said, you can't be everything for everybody, but you got to just be something to somebody. If you're something to somebody, then you win. If you try to be everything to everybody, then you'll be nothing to no one.
Absolutely.
Right. So I think, while I personally agree, I totally get it. Right. First of all, you mentioned not relating to the idea of being a bad bitch. And then it just wouldn't work for me to say I'm a bad bitch. Right. And, right. I guess that's not, I don't fit the description either. But I could see her speaking to 100 people, and maybe let's say maybe 60 people say, yeah, that was good energy, but that ain't for me. But then you got those 40 that are like, yes, that she's for me, right? Yes. Because that energy was off the chain. I thought that the way she laid out her social proof was very good. That name dropping. You don't want to do it too much. You don't want to come off as pretentious, right? But name dropping helps in terms of social proof. Mentioning the national champion, 13-time national champion, 2 times bestseller. I thought that was good. And I think also at the same time, when it comes to that social proof, you want to put a cap on it too, right? Because you get to the point where you're constantly bragging about yourself, then that might speak to another personality challenge that people may not want, that people may not connect to. But also what I liked the way she slid in her brand story. What she's overcome. I've overcome addiction. I've overcome home. I think, did she say homelessness? I can't remember.
I think homelessness was in there.
Yeah, I heard addiction, right? Homeless. Yeah. So I think overall, it's like anything else, right? When you're hitting people hard like that, you're gonna offend some people, but it's not about who you offend; it's who you win. Right? If you win somebody, and I can't talk. I mean, I can sit here and say, oh, well, I was taken aback when she said bad bitch. But I mean, come on. Anybody who's watched me knows I offend a good, 30, 40, 50% of the people that listen to me.
Tell the truth and shame the devil right now. Tell the truth and shame the devil.
There you go. And at the end of the day, I don't care, because what happens is that you have people that just love you because they like that raw energy. They like it when you have the authenticity. That's one style. It's not the only style, but it's one style, right? So I'm going to go ahead and say the good outweighed the bad. A couple of thoughts I might throw in there is to say maybe there could be a secondary pitch that doesn't include overuse of the term bad bitch or making that kind of the headliner. Maybe there's another way to pitch, because if you're talking about getting people ready to go pitch, if I'm a person who's got the money to afford that service and I want to go pitch in boardrooms, if you don't look like somebody who is going to go in a boardroom and be able to do a pitch that's going to win the board over, I may not want those services, right? Mm-hmm. So I think that, maybe the red hair and the background was a little bit, it was kind of an authentic, raw kind of background. And then also, and I have a moment of vulnerability when I say this, but I noticed something with the teeth. Right. And here I'm the last person to talk about the same thing about teeth. Right. But there was something there. Right. And there's a reason why I went to the dentist, sat in that chair for 14 hours and let them gnaw away on my mouth, is because I learned that, that when people look at your gait, they look at your smile or whatever. So maybe that's another little piece of friendly support an advice I would throw out there is to say, think about all these things, because people are taking in everything that you provide. They're taking in all your energy, the enthusiasm off the chain. I was excited. I might go buy the book just because I just like the energy so much. And I think she's also a person where I would say she's a go-getter. Like she's a person that makes things happen. And I personally love that. Lene, I'll let you get the last word. And you guys, please say something in the chat because I think the sister's here. So
Precious is here. So shout out to you, Precious. So let me specifically, I have two things I want to say. I want to talk about the teeth and I want to talk about target marketing. So I'm gonna not agree with you on the teeth, only because I got my little bottom row ain't quite right. I got like 3 out of place. And I have come to the...
Be quiet. Be quiet. You have a beautiful smile. What are you talking about?
This bottom row got 3 pushing together, getting really close. And when I first started speaking and when I first started doing what I do, I used to try to talk like this so that people wouldn't see it. And it used to make me very unconscious. It used to make me very subconscious. And it kept me from going live. It kept me from speaking. It kept me from talking. And then one day somebody was like, girl, what you talk about is so much more important than what your teeth look like. I'd much rather hear from you clearly than you be trying to protect your teeth. And now I'm like, let me get out here and talk to these people with my little cricket front row. And it doesn't bother me. I still would like to get it done, but I don't think it deters from whether or not I would do business from somebody. Now, if we're going to, from the visual perspective, the only piece I was referring to from the visual perspective, and again, it's one of those grain of salt feedback, because if you are on the elevator and Oprah steps up, you are not going to be tripping about what you look like and what you got on. You about to pitch, right? So this is one of those grain of salt moments where I'm like, well, you probably could have had a different visual presentation because this is visual. For me, it was just like it was like a white t-shirt. It was just she didn't have on a t-shirt, but it was just a regular shirt. And when I think about somebody pitching, I'm thinking they're about to get up here and they're about to kill it. So that's what it was for me. It was so simple, but you have to take some of this with a grain of salt. See, there it is right there. You have to take some of this with a grain of salt, because in that moment, Oprah steps on the elevator, you about to throw cares to the wind. You about to be in an Adidas sweatsuit, tracksuit with your sandals on that don't match, one roller hanging out, and you about to pitch. You don't get, Oprah, let me hip you to this. Let me tell you what I got real quick. Like, you literally gonna pitch. So that's like a grain of salt. Take that feedback with that. What I will say is this, and I would say this to every entrepreneur, it's an area that we in the Black community struggle with. And that is understanding our target market. That's it. The thing about Precious, when she says bad bitch get pitches or bad bitch pitches, she is talking to a very specific audience. She's talking to people who recognize themselves as bad bitches. And I say this when I talk about you, and me and you have had this conversation before. Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Me and Dr. Boy, sometimes we do this in our opinions and things that we think, because we don't have the same ideologies all the time in different things. I stand my ground. He stands his ground. Sometimes I don't like things that he says. Sometimes I'd be like, why would you say that? Why would you post that? That's his right. He can think how he wants to think. He can post what he wants to post. He can act the way he wants to act. I don't have to like it, but we still cool. I don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. So I think if people look at Precious and what she does in her business, and they're like, you know what? I'm not a bad bitch, but I still need help with my pitch. Let me bring her up. You know what I'm saying? So you really got to take some of this stuff with a grain of salt and look at how they're presented and what they bring to the table. Like, if you need help with a pitch and you know what I'm saying, you may not like the verbiage that she used, but you need that help. You may want to still see, what is she talking about? Maybe let me just buy the book. Maybe let me get a strategy session, or whatever the case might be. But you just want to kind of point some of those things out, that sometimes people just ain't talking to you. That sometimes this message just ain't for you. Well,
I agree with you 100%. And we're gonna watch her pitch one more time. So we're going to get a chance to watch Precious. And in fact, what we can do is we're going to go through all 4 of the pitches just really quick so you guys can see them one more time before we get out of here. Because remember, the goal at the end of the day is not just to pick who you think the winners are and what you think about the business and to make your comments. It's to also go do a wealth mob. We're asking you to do a wealth mob. Support these businesses. If you see something that you like, and even if you don't see something that you like, just go to the business, give them some feedback. Give them wealth through knowledge, support, share the link, do something like that. Share the link to this show also, because we're going to feature as many Black-owned businesses as we can. And do me a favor, everybody who's watching online, hit the thumbs up button right now. If you haven't done it yet, please hit the thumbs up button. That helps in the algorithm. Use the hashtag Black-owned business. And also, last thing, share the link. And if you want to be on the show, if you want to be a contestant and you want to apply, you can send a 90-second pitch. Go to allblackeconomics.com and get on our email list. We're going to do a shout out for new people. Right now, we're backlog. Right now, we got a ton of people that applied. So we're going to go through the ones for next week. We're going to do this every Monday night at 8 o'clock on the Black Financial Channel. It's theblackfinancialchannel.com. So if you want to watch live, go to theblackfinancialchannel.com. Monday nights at 8 o'clock. Mark that in your calendar. And that's where you can see Black-owned businesses being pitched. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show Precious next. And then what we're going to do is watch all the other pitches so that everybody can get a chance to be seen next to Precious. And then you guys can let us know in the chat which one you like the most. So here's Precious one more time. Here we go.
Ladies, raise your hands if you want to be a bad bitch with a power pitch. Fellas, raise your hands if you want to be a bad man with a master pitching plan. Well, you come to the right place. My name is Precious Williams, and I'm the proud founder and CEO of Perfect Pitches by Precious. And I create the most killer elevator pitches, media pitches, investor pitches, speaker pitches, and interview pitches for my clients. I'm also an international professional speaker, a corporate trainer for the likes of NBC Universal, LinkedIn, Google, Microsoft. You name the company, I have either been a trainer there or a speaker there. How did I do it? Through the art of pitching. I am a 13-time national elevator pitch champion who also appeared on season 8 of Shark Tank, CNN, Wall Street Journal, Forbes magazine, and such that. Also, I am the 2-time #1 bestseller of the Bad Bitches and Power Pitches series, which was also reviewed by Forbes magazine. Yes, this Black girl is making moves. I would love for you to support my company because I am a sister who has overcome all odds from homelessness, addiction, and the like to stand before you very proud to say, my mess is my message. The test I had was my testimony. I would love for you to purchase my books, Bad Bitches and Power Pitches, to check out my website, www.perfectpitchesbyprecious.com. and see why I'm considered the best in the business and why I'm the killer pitch master helping you slay all competition. Check out my website, www.perfectpitchesbyprecious.com. Thank you. Ladies.
All right. So let's see if we can go to the...
Hi, my name is Jordan Rice, and I'm 17 years old.
And I'm Ember Robinson, and I'm 18 years old.
And we are the creators of Get Into It podcast.
In our one-of-a-kind podcast, we discuss the trials and tribulations of growing up Black in a predominantly white area.
We share our personal horror stories, give advice, and have a good laugh while doing it.
Our podcast is all about exploring our lives and our opinions as young Black women and inviting our audience to do the same.
To join the conversation, you can listen to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Anchor, or wherever you get your podcasts.
To further your support, you can buy our merch that includes our Get Into It logo and our Racism Gives You Wrinkles line.
Or you can simply make a monthly donation of 99 cents or higher to help sustain future episodes.
All of our links can be found in our Instagram bio at getintoit_podcast or our website, www.getintoitpod.com.
We can't wait for you to listen to our podcast, Get Into It, where we do just that.
All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to show the other two really quickly. Make your comments in the chat. Some of the individuals who were in this episode, they are right there in the chat. So show your love, and everybody, let's keep it 100% positive. We're supporting businesses, whether you like the pitch or not. Always say something positive. Always make them better. Support them in every way that you can. Please hit that thumbs up button. We got 2 more quick pitches we're going to show, and here they are.
Cynthia McCalister.
Let me back that up.
Hello, my name is Cynthia McCalister. I am the owner of Quality SAP, home of the KeySpot mobile app, and we are here to share a wonderful opportunity for you, the business owner, to share your business with the community. I'd like to introduce you to the mobile app called KeySpot. which is all about connecting the community and supporting small businesses. Now, let's introduce you to the KeySpot mobile app. With KeySpot, again, it's a free mobile app providing affordable marketing for businesses and organizations all over the country. You could share your events, you could share your activities, and more with the community. In addition, it leverages GPS technology, alerts and notifications. We even have in-app management and reporting. So you get it all in one place. Here is an overview of what the app looks like and how it operates. When you initially go into the app, you'll see at the top, it says free food to do, and you'll see different categories. You're able to select what category you want, or you could just click the search button. But be sure that you're selecting a radius that is within a good range. So you select one of those dots and it gives you a pop-up of the business information. Once you select that pop-up, it takes you to the overview detail screen. KeySpot, the one app you can use to connect the community. So be sure to add your business on at www.keyspotapp.com/free.
All right, last one. Here we go.
My name is Michael Watkins. I'm the Executive Director of the National Skilled Trade Network, NSTN. The National Skilled Trade Network is a National Center for Construction, Education, and Research, NCCER accredited training sponsor. NCCER was developed with the support of more than 125 construction CEOs, various associations, and academic leaders who, since 1996, have revolutionized training in the construction industry. This program has become a curriculum in more than 70 craft areas and has standardized training and credential programs for the industry. The NSTN was founded with the belief that the program will help improve the community. NSTN has worked to prepare young inner-city individuals for high-paying careers in the construction and trade industry by means of national credential training. So if you're interested in a career, not just a job, visit our website, www.nstnetwork.org, or you can give us a call, 614-419-1410. Thank you.
All right. So everybody who's watching, give a digital round of applause right now for all of our Black business owners. These are our future millionaires and billionaires. These are the people that are going to create jobs. Their children are going to create jobs. And one thing people don't know, Lene, is that a lot of the companies that you see, companies like Walmart, where Sam Walton has so much money that all of his 5 or 6 kids are all in the top 10 or top 20 in the world in terms of wealth. A lot of these companies started off as mom and pops. They started off less than perfect. And it took time, a generation, for them to become what they were going to be. And so I think it's important to just know that these businesses we're supporting, some of them are going to become multi-million, multi-billion-dollar companies at some point. So with that said, why do you think it's so important for us to support Black-owned businesses in our community? I think that you are muted.
Hello. Sorry.
There she is.
And I said it's an oxymoron, because we need to support Black businesses in our community. But I am a firm, I say this all the time. This is my opinion. You can disagree with me, but our road to freedom, to economic empowerment, is through entrepreneurship. If we could get our businesses together and grow them and scale them and support them, we can hire and fix our own unemployment situation. We can grow and increase our revenue and our income. We can move where we want. We can buy how we want. Economic empowerment is how we do that. And it's not through a job, it's through entrepreneurship. And it's not just starting businesses, it's supporting our businesses. And not always through financial support, which is why I like what we're doing here, which is why I agreed to do this, because it's not always financial support. Some of it is, if you don't have a homegirl or a homeboy or a friend that is an entrepreneur or that does business or that studies business or that understands business, that can tap you on the shoulder and be like, hey, let me tell you about your marketing. Let me tell you about your social media. Let me tell you, do you know who you're talking to? Is your target market right? They can tell you that your graphics aren't right. They can talk to you about your presentation, how you speak, what you should be talking about. If you don't have somebody like that, in your circle, your business will more than likely not do well. And so it's super important to have that support. So support's not always with your dollars and your money. Sometimes it's with feedback. Sometimes it's with criticism. Sometimes it's with ways that you can do business better. Sometimes it's with, let me tell you about the experience I had at your restaurant last week. This is what happened. This is how you could have done it differently. I'm not going to stop coming. I'm going to come back and support you, but I just wanted to kind of let you know some ways that maybe you can do better. Now that's from the consumer's perspective. As a business owner, it's my responsibility not to take offense when somebody tells me something that I can do better. It's my responsibility to figure out how can I better serve my customers, my clients, my audience. It's my responsibility to know what they need and to follow up and to provide a good customer experience. But we have to work together. Support goes both ways. That's what reciprocity is in our community. And I think if we get that, then we can take all of our businesses to the next level. We can take our community to the next level. We can take unemployment. We can lower unemployment and increase who we are as a people and our community. That was such a long answer, but I'm super passionate about entrepreneurship and economic empowerment when it comes to my community.
I think it's a great answer. And I'm going to say this. I hope everybody, before we go, you can give a quick digital round of applause for all the Black-owned businesses that were here. And I'm going to ask you guys one more time. Number one, hit the thumbs up button. If you're watching, please hit that thumbs up button. And number two, in one word or one or two words, which pitch did you like the most? Who stole your heart? Who was the pitcher that made you say, okay, this is perfect. This is what I want to see. I learned something from today. Give me the person that you think was the winner. Which pitch do you think was the best pitch? So let's see. I'm gonna look for the names here. Ray is clapping for all the pitches. Great. Let's see here. Who do you think won the competition? If this was a competition, I mean, we're all trying to just be better. Okay. Latrell says the first pitch. Crystal says Precious. The lady with the marketing app says Kill Lucifer. The two girls. Okay, it looks like the young ladies stole a lot of hearts. I like the young ladies too. I have a hard time picking my favorite one. I tend to be biased toward loving to see kids get started early, but I love Precious. I thought Precious's energy was really good. Lene, do you have a preference? If you had to pick a winner, who would you pick?
God, if I had to pick, I think we're all winners when Black people win, we all win. But if I had to pick a winner,
stop it. That's a BS answer. BS. Give me a real answer.
If I had to pick a winner, I would go with the girls, and the reason why is so. I think Precious killed it, hands down. She did a phenomenal job. But when you talk about pitching from this perspective of relevance, right? So we're just talking about me specifically. This is my opinion. The girls, when I heard their pitch, I was like, oh my God, this is so cool. I know somebody that can use this. I know some kids or some young people that should be tuning into them. So I was immediately drawn into them because it was relevant to me. When I first heard Precious, I was like, whoa, this is aggressive. But again, from a strategist standpoint, I understand strategy. You got to talk to who you're talking to. And if your target market reads that and they understand that and that grabs them and that gets them, she's not doing anything wrong. She talked to her target market. She's just not talking to me. And I'm not offended by that. So from that perspective, relevant and what I related to was the young girls.
Yeah, you know what I would say? I would say that the young girls, I like what they were doing because they presented things in a way that was simple and clear. And it was almost like kind of cute in the way that it's like we're not trying to fast talk you. We're not trying to impress you with any bells and whistles. We're just, two friends that are trying to do something positive, and we've done our homework. We put something together. We hope you'll support us. With Precious, I would hire Precious to help me figure out how to be, a better pitcher or better speaker, maybe a better pastor. I think I wouldn't be surprised if she did a little preaching in her day because she was good. It was almost like, it's not to say she was too good, but it was almost like it was a professional who's appearing in an amateur contest. Like she's a professional pitcher. Like that's her business, right? Is pitching. So of course she's going to be good. So unfortunately being too good, Precious might have penalized a little bit, but it doesn't take away from the fact that I think a lot of people are going to buy her book and they're going to support her business because the energy, that energy, you can't replace that. When I think about the brother, Mr. Watkins, I see a guy where the pitch, definitely from a presentation standpoint, there could be some work, but he seemed like a person that, that could, if I'm looking for a person that I'm looking to learn how to get into the construction industry, I would look into that school. If it wasn't too expensive, I'd want to go learn what he's teaching, because he looks like somebody who knows what he's talking about. Maybe he just hasn't had the time to spend on presenting it, but he spent time building it, and he had his URL in the back. So I trust his business. I do. And then when you think about the system with the app, what I liked was the fact that, her stuff was just kind of together. You could tell she put time into it. The app looked like it was ready. That's another problem I run into a lot, is a lot of businesses that get pitched to me where I'm like, okay, well, how can I support you? They're like, well, we're going to have our website up next week. Well, no, your website should have been up last week or last month or last year, so that when people are ready to support you, you got to be ready to receive them. Right. And so she was ready to receive them. She was like, look, here's the app. Here's what it's for. Here's how you use it. Here's how you go and sign up right now today. I like that a lot, because that also shows that she was ready to take advantage of the opportunity that comes with being on this show. Being on the show, people are going to see your business, and that's going to put real money in your pocket. And so if you're ready to receive that, then it could be life-changing for you. So that's my 2 cents. That's my analysis. I deal with you. I copped out like you. I didn't pick a winner.
Yeah, I mean, did you say you copped out like me?
We all win.
When my kings and queens and sisters and brothers and cousins and community win, we all win. The issue is we got to start winning. Like what I'm saying? Like if we all win, but we got to get some wins.
Yes, we are all winning. So everybody type winning in the comments, in the chat. Black people are winning, winning, winning. That's going to be our word for today, winning. Also, the hashtag for the show is Life's a Pitch. So use that hashtag if you want to join the conversation for Life's a Pitch. If you want to be on the show, just get on our email list. Just go to allblackeconomics.com. You get a free e-copy of my book, It Takes a Village to Raise the Bar, and you'll be on the list. So you'll receive the notification when we do a shout out for competitors on the show. We're going to do this every Monday at 8 p.m. on theblackfinancialchannel.com. THE, that's theblackfinancialchannel.com. Lene Javette is my co-host. Lene, your social media, how can people follow you?
People can follow me on Facebook and on Instagram and on Twitter. You can look up my name, which is Lene Javette. My handle is @IamLeneJavette.
All right, I am Lene Javette, and Upscale Noir is the name of her company. She's a CEO, she's a boss, and she's also a business strategist, and she's really good at what she does. And so check her out. Support Lene as well. Everybody in here is a boss. We're all winning. We're all doing our thing. We're all trying to get better, and it's all Black love up in the building. So I love you guys. Love you very much. Thank you guys for hanging out. And remember, Black business is Black love. Black economics is Black love. Black wealth is Black love. So show your love to your people, and we're going to show our love to you. So thank you guys for being a part of this. We'll see you guys next week, and have a good night. And thanks a lot, Lene. Take care, everybody.